Yep. Are we live? Hey guys, we were just discussing how we'd like to get paid for our time on UniSwap, and just so happens we have a token that might help us out with that, help us out with the bills, help us out with our ETH wallet. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. Did it actually? It did. We've got the contract. Let's it's interesting. It's not coming up on, not allowing me to type it yet. No, not yet. There it is. It's up. No, not yet. Not yet. Saying insufficient liquidity for this trade at this stage. Let's see if we can do a bit of damage here. So, for those who are sort of just joining us and they're sort of wondering, what sort of price should we be aiming for? Ideally, you'd want to get in with around about the pre-saler price. That way, there's less chance of dumping, because a lot of the pre-salers won't want to dump for less than what they bought it for, right? So I think the latest public sale was about 42 cents, which works out to be about 3,300 tokens per 1 ETH at today's prices. So there you go. It's wow, it's live, and it's no, not yet. Yeah, so they've added liquidity. They have problems with gas prices. So I'm going to put in a bit of slippage in and put this bad boy up. Okay, so they haven't. Oh, there we go. They've already. Yeah, it's still worth getting in. I might truck it. It's at 80 cents right now. I'll try my luck here. Let's have a look. Ooh, I'm going to get wrecked on gas. Yikes. It's always exciting. I doubt it. I'm yet to find a DEX tools that's just, working when I want it to work. Okay, so I'm already up 1 ETH, so that's always a good sign. Oh, yeah, it is. So what I did was I clicked on basic, I clicked on fast, and then I clicked on advanced, and then I upped it a little bit. So everybody is a little bit afraid to sort of, especially with today's gas prices, right? Everyone's a little bit nervous about paying extra. So, but ideally you sort of want to pay extra so that you can get in first, because the initial loss is definitely worth the potential gain that you could make, right? So Yeah, exactly. Did it really? It has hasn't done the same for me. And okay, I'm still a negative on the Dex tools for now. Hmm. I'll try and be patient. I'll try and be patient, but you know, hmm, hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just reading some of the comments here. What sort of price did you guys get in at? I think I got in around about. Ooh, all right, so ETH is going down. I still don't have a chart to sort of help me out here, which is a little bit disappointing. Dex tools, you need to get your shit together, just quietly. Uh, issues. Mm. You know, once we get this chart up, I'll be able to really talk about what I'm doing, what I'm analyzing in the charts. Um, the good thing about the high gas, right? And a lot of people are discouraged by the high gas, but it also keeps the bots away, which is good for trading. Stubbing your toe when walking to the kitchen. Hey, we just had a suggestion here from David. Mate, could you flick us a link? Could you do that for us, and then I'll bring it up live. No, he's talking about the Astro tools for paid network. So, mm, mm, that's all right. Yeah, I don't have much luck with them myself either, but I'll try. Oh, so you've had luck with it. Nice. Oh, really? It does help when they list at almost nothing. Well, it was meant to be 42 cents. So, uh, 6 cents? Oh, no way. I don't know what's going on. Oh, classic Uniswap shenanigans. Oh, I'm still getting. Yeah. So far, I'm reporting in on my purchase. So far, I'm down half an ETH. I'm almost in tears on live stream here. But what I will do is pick my my exit from here at a more profitable time. Is the is there any advice I'd pass on to my adoring fans here? Um, oh, Buy high, sell low, I think the quote is. Sell sell higher, hopefully, or don't eat for a week. Oh, you gotta laugh at this stuff because, otherwise, you know, everyone's just laughing at you. You may as well join in. Oh, god damn, I hate UniSwap. Yeah, like, I'll be patient. Mm. We'll see, not getting much information on DEX tools. Okay, I'm only down half an ETH again. That's promising. We'll see. Let's see what happens here. So I must have bought around about the top, but we'll see. I was hoping to sort of time that a little bit better, um, but obviously I didn't. So maybe it was the slippage that got me in the end. I'm not too worried because I didn't purchase too much higher than the pre-sale price, so I'm comfortable. I just got to wait a little longer to secure my gains, unfortunately. So that's what I'll do. Uh, did anyone else sort of get in at a good price? Oh, apparently we're on mute. I don't think so. Okay, now we were. Yeah, I am. Testing. Testing, testing. Testing. Can you hear us now? Mm. So it's very interesting. I'm just having a look at some of the stats here. So far, it looks like the price is going up, but in terms of the ETH value I purchase, it's going down. Uh, okay, no, never mind. So I must have purchased around about 40, probably about 49 cents, I reckon. I suspect anyway. We've got here so far about 13.5 million daily volume so far within the first, what are we in, about 11 minutes deep. Which isn't bad. They've added about 622 ETH to the pool. It's reasonable. And then we've just now got confirmation that they can hear us. So that's good. It might have been just like a lapse. So I wonder what's a better tool here, because we've got Dex tools at 38 cents. We've got paid at just under 41 cents. So far I'm liking the price chart of paid, mainly because I own paid and it's up another, 4.5 cents. But there's a bit of dumpage here. I'm sort of expecting it, and this is sometimes it's not a bad idea to allow when the token launches for it to sort of peak and then come back down. To sort of allow for the pre-sale dumpers, the bots. Although I will have a quick look. I'm suspecting. Yeah, a distinct look at that. One bot there's got wrecked for some ETH, not greatly wrecked. Yeah, so they're not even making much money. So they would probably be testing it. They'd probably see that one of them made a little bit of coin there. But they'd probably see that they're not making too much gains. Okay, they made 2 ETH on that one. So there are a few bots here making a little bit. So we'll see if they continue. I imagine they're going to target the high slippage fools. But in this sort of environment where gas is really high, I doubt we're going to see too much slippage. Damn, look at that one. There's a 95 ETH purchase. That's ballsy. Someone's keen, and then there was a bot wrecked him for 5 ETH on top of that. So there's a lot of ETH going in, which is interesting. It'd be good if it starts pumping the price, so I can see. Look at that. Here we go. So I'm back in the green, guys. This is excellent news. It's much better to sort of show that there's some gains there, but we'll see. So that sort of confirms for me as well. I got in around probably about 48 cents, roughly 48 cents. So 42 cents was sort of my target. I sort of settled for 48 cents. I probably could have got a bit more, but sorry, I probably got it at a cheaper price when I initially saw it. But Uniswap wasn't playing the game as typical, and I had to sort of get in at a more expensive price, which sort of just happens. Everyone knows Uniswap for what it is, right? Does anyone have any questions? Do we have hello? Did you trade yet? I'm still hovering on the swap button. My parents' music, yes, mate. We got in. I got in roughly about 48 cents, probably 47, 48 cents, give or take. I put in about 5 ETH, and I'm down 0.21 ETH. So I'm just holding back the tears at this stage, but hopefully not so tearful soon. I suspect there's a lot of hype for this project. I'm sort of waiting for their Telegram to open up so that I can do the typical ape things where I can communicate via GIFs and stickers to express my hype. It's a customary tradition here in the Uniswap space and within Telegram. That's what it's all about. Let's check in with some of our community. That's terrible. Firstly, my condolences to those who could only hear me. I do know Marsha has a much better voice than I. Us Aussies, we're very nasally, and it doesn't help that I'm up at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. Nose is a little bit runny. Conditions are not perfect. However, me with my background, I'll make do with what I've got. All right, let's see. So, can anyone hear Marsh yet? Can you let me know in the comments, guys? We'll just sort of check in. We've probably got no one watching us. Yeah, I know. That's all that matters, mate. I can hear you. That's not new to the Uniswap space. However, it makes me deeply, deeply sad and regretful. Yeah, it is. All right, so apparently they still can't hear you, mate. People do like extreme. The community is actually a little bit concerned for you, Marsh, about your volume. We got Amat. I'm going to butcher this. Now I can't hear. Maybe they can hear, but I can't hear. I can hear.
Well, what about now? I can use. I guess that's my problem. I'm always trying to get a little too advanced, too elaborate with the setup. Just trying to get this so complicated and interesting. But then that's life. We know that from crypto. Points of failure can cause a lot of troubles.
There's so many. There's so many points of failure. Guys, can you just give us an update? Can you hear Marsh yet? Or if you can't, that works.
All right,
apparently
no,
I
it
can hear
sounds
you.
like they
Now
got
we
it.
can hear
Sounds
you.
like they got
there
me.
we go.
Unfortunate. Yeah, we're adapting. We're growing. This is a growth industry and a growth YouTube channel. So we're excited just to be here and working out the bugs, and excited for this launch
and hopefully a growth wallet. As a poor joke, but we're all about growth here. is the message I'm trying to communicate. I'm still looking at this chart, wondering what will it do next. It's sort of hovering in around the pre-sale price, so it's not ideal conditions for the pre-sale dumpers to do their thing. But time will tell what will sort of happen next. I know tokenomics was not really perfect. I did mention that in the video. However, I'm sort of, and there is the hype's there. Like daily volume, 20 million. So,
damn, 24 million.
Not wrong.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So with all that volume, why would it just be hanging out in the same range?
Wow, this is that's tokenomics for you. It's can be pretty crazy. And I was sort of hoping that we would sort of be just ignoring the tokenomics, as in like overwhelming the tokenomics. But a lot of people do sort of hold off on the initial launch, and that's probably what's happening now. Some people are discouraged by the gas fees, but we'll sort of see what sort of happens here. There's still a decent amount of volume, so I imagine it'll start to sort of, maybe I'm just being a bit hopeful, but I'm sort of expecting it to sort of do some more. Right now, there's only 371 holders of the token, which doesn't sound right. So DexTool, it's been done with the boys since day one. It's not accurate with its information.
No, they're often not great at updating that experience there for some reason.
Yeah. Let's private sailors just got their tokens not long ago. Well, that probably explains. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens to the price. Did you have any of you guys gotten in yet? Crypto and Biden causing troubles. Mate, that's
yeah,
well,
I'm pretty sure.
So far, Biden's. Sorry, you go, mate.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure Biden is getting in on this IDO. I mean, I don't think Biden would pass up an opportunity like this.
No, he's actually said to himself that the legal system just takes too long. So he's all for smart contracts, which is exactly what Paid Network is delivering. They're making it easy for even Biden to sort of, being the 80 or 90-year-old that he is, to be able to write his own smart contracts. This is interesting as well. So we've just had an update on the volume. Originally, it was showing me about over $20 million within 24 hours. Now it's only showing me 12.5 million. So that's interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a comment for that. What that actually means. It's probably just DexTool shenanigans as always.
As usual, yes.
Right, we've got Derek. He's in. He's excited about the candle pump.
Yeah, it looks like we just saw a very big candle here, just in this last minute. Yeah, but for those unfortunate people that didn't watch your video yet about Paid Network gooding, should we just talk a little bit about what even is this coin? I mean, it's not your typical degen play. This is really something that if they can get the adoption, it feels like this could really be some like bedrock of society kind of shit. I mean, they're trying to like revamp the entire global legal system. I mean, heavy lift, but a huge prize there.
Yeah. So mate. I'm sorry. I'll just, before I go into it, because we all know that I can talk, and I'm just going to funny comment here. Marsh sounds like he's sitting on a wing of a Boeing.
Well, that's where I am. That's what I'm.
That's the exact metaphor, or analogy that I could use to really envision what sort of sound is coming through. So thank you for that.
That sounds like that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. No, you take it away, Gooding. I'm going to try to solve some issues here.
All right, mate. No worries. All right, guys. So firstly, there's a few interesting things about Paid Network. It's more of a package deal. It's not a one use case, which gives it a lot of that utility that you sort of want to see in a token. Now, what I like about it, and I know we're all sort of comfortable with what smart contracts can do, but what they're doing is they're making smart contracts available for people like you and I, the uneducated, the tech incompetent, to be able to write up their own smart contracts in a language that we can understand. And so potentially, what that means to me is that I don't have to go to a lawyer or a solicitor to write up a contract for me with all the terms and conditions. I can do that with this platform. Now, this is interesting because that's great, essentially, right? But they also have the follow through with it as well. This is a part of that package deal, that if you were to have a dispute, you won't have to go through the hassle of having to necessarily go to a court, have a court case, and then you also don't have the issues of having to chase that money, because for those who haven't been in this sort of this environment, for some reason they're not really connected. So even if you win a court case, that doesn't mean you get your money like that. It means you have to go through this another process in trying to claim it, and if they're not willing to pay it, then good luck trying to get your money. Whereas with Paid Network, right, they have a process which it requires a bit of arbitration, but it, with that, once it's arbitrator makes sort of I think he makes the decision. Trying to mediators, they try to help compromise, whereas an arbitration, I think, comes with makes the decision, then you can get your money back instantly. Now, what I'll also add is that they have a bit of a DeFi component where they have their incentivized lending and liquidity pools, which is interesting. So it encourages holders to continue holding, so that it will allow them to get paid. Essentially, it just sort of adds that value to the token. The other thing I like is their crowdfunding platform, which is interesting. So I imagine that it's a bit of a competitor to Pulse, PokerStarter, and TrustSwap potentially. But what I'm envisioning is that they'll help raise funds. Right, and then they'll hold accountable the developer who is sort of promising all this stuff, and if he doesn't deliver, then he could potentially be forced through the automation of the smart contracts to pay it all back. So you can sort of see here like a bit of risk reduction, in this scammy space that we call crypto. As much as I love it, there are a lot of scams here. So this is sort of the stuff that we've been asking for, like to hold these opportunists accountable for their actions. What are your thoughts on that, Marsh? I know I've been talking way too much.
No, you've been talking the perfect amount. I guess we're gonna have to ask. We're gonna have to ask the public.
I'll just talk a little bit to the
time.
comments. So we've got one person here. He said he got in at 41 cents. Mate, you're doing better than me, so maybe you should get up here and show us how to trade.
I mean, trading on Uni is not exactly
$10 in the beyond, mate. That's that's the dream there. If the coin were to go up to $10. Did you guys ever try Unibot? No, we did not. I'll just ask the community. Are you guys able to hear both Marsh and I, or I think I can hear you.
Am I back
now,
in?
Marsh.
Can you hear me again?
Yes,
man.
I can hear you, mates. Yes, we've got you.
So the big question is, if the public can hear me, once we guys, I mean, we appreciate your patience. Once we figure this out, we're just gonna be live streaming basically 24/7. Just got to get these bugs worked out.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a 24-hour crypto news network. I mean, I'm getting signal on my end. We just need to get some confirmation from the people. Because this show shouldn't just be about information and charts. It's a little bit of just a hang, a friendly space for people to come and exchange ideas about what is even happening as far as crypto and Uniswap and that kind of stuff. Okay, are we in? That's amazing.
Yeah, we've got a few people there commenting that they can hear us both, though, which is good. We've got My Parents' Music. I still get tripped up on your name every time I say it. That's what's he said. It's just saying here. I've lost the chat. Oh no, my paid was only 9,700, and I have no ETH. Shit, I thought you said you got your entry in at 41 cents. Yeah.
It does seem like they have a product, right? It does seem like they have a product.
I'll go have a look at that now. Apparently, so I think we've got an issue, Marsh. When I can hear you, they can't. But when they can hear you,
it's wildly unfortunate. It's wildly unfortunate. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to stick with my wing of the Boeing mic for now, I guess.
That's fine. It's been a while since we've been able to go abroad anyway. So yeah, take the opportunity to go for a bit of a joy flight, mate. I'll steer a little bit. I'll sort of see. Yeah, the chart so far is sort of making me depressed. So I'm gonna have a quick look at.
That's sort of what I mean. Sometimes you have to distract yourself from the chart, and because sometimes when you're staring at the chart all day, every day, you may make some bad decisions, like maybe selling on a 30% correction when you should have just not paid attention and waited for the 500%. Sometimes that can only happen when you're not watching. At least. Yeah,
that's a really good point, mate. I'm just gonna quickly write that down. Notepad online. Note to self: sell only when 5x. So now that I've written that down, I'm
okay. Yeah,
I'm gonna
words of wisdom.
Focus on that.
Words of wisdom.
But going back to paid, so. My understanding that they were going to have, they were going to have a product up and running yet right now, but I'm sort of join our Telegram. It's meant to be happening now. There's a reason why they've been building this since 2016. So, I'm sort of struggling to sort of see where I can sort of log in and start playing around with it. Mobile apps too. So apparently the paid digital app goes live in Q1 in 2021. Price prediction is the end of the month. I'll come back to that. Mobile apps too. So apparently it's a mobile phone app. So this isn't customary to sort of do this live, but let me have a quick look here and see if paid network. No, that's right. I'm on Android, so we're gonna get the scammy sort of apps. So I bought that. Yeah,
yes,
I don't mind my Android, to be honest.
Is that their plan? They're planning on getting a mobile app where you can I don't know, sue your grandma for damages or something. Like, I guess it's really
for emotional damages.
Yeah, because that's
So you go, mate.
No, I mean that's just sort of what they're planning, right? Any sort of legal issues or legal agreements you can make with literally anybody, business partners or really anything. I guess it remains to be seen all the details, and especially when the app comes out and when you're using it, how that all sort of works. But I guess you can sign up to paid network. You get both of you signed up to paid network, and it sounds like everybody's going to have a rating through the network. That's something I read there, and then you'll have sort of a trust score, depending on, I guess, how many people you sued or if you paid them back. It really is very ambitious, which I as I was reading through the white paper, it's a little hard to just explain this all in just a couple sentences, because they really are planning so much, which is exciting, but it's also a very heavy lift, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's some really good points, mate. Just sort of speaking to some of the members on the YouTube commenting there. So he's directed me to the roadmap. They have an upgrade version of 2.0, so that will be coming to Android and Apple. So maybe they just haven't launched the application itself today. So I'll be looking out for that. Now, I just had a bit of a break, like a thought, which is something I rarely do, apparently, according to my girlfriend. But one of the things I'll be looking for to determine whether this will be a long-term hold is based on their success to be able to reach out to the mass adoption, because a lot of these projects, they sound really good amongst the crypto community, and we create this sort of this echo to each other, like crypto's awesome, and yeah, crypto is awesome, and we'll just keep doing it to each other. But what we want is the mass adoption that's out there to sort of really reach in and sort of go, wow, this I don't know what crypto is, but this product here seems cool, and I want to use that.
We definitely are stuck in a feedback loop in the crypto world, just with all these telegrams and the DEX tools. It does seem like sometimes like there are insane amounts of people here, but they're really, on this DEX tools IDO initial listing experience, there really aren't that many people still doing this. But I was excited to hear that Coinbase recently added 40 million users or something like insane like that. We really are seeing more people come in. But yeah, just like you're saying, I think the breakthrough moment will be when the normies start using a product that is crypto based, and they are not aware that it is crypto based. They just use it because they want to and they need it. They don't care about blockchain and trustless and interoperability. Like, most people do not care about that kind of thing. But I know it's coming one day. One product, it's coming soon.
Yeah, that's a really good point, mate. Nobody sort of wants to, nobody really wants to know the back end sort of information. Like for instance, you and I, we look at the internet, we use the internet every day, but we don't quite understand. How it sort of works at the back end. That's we just sort of expect it to work, and I think crypto needs to have that sort of that same sort of function where it's everything's just simple. It's the whole reason why Apple does so well, is because is not because it's necessarily providing something that's amazing, but it's providing something that you don't have to think about. You just use it. It's simple. You don't have to call up Telstra as our provider. like you get everything. It's self-intuitive, and that's the expectation of the human race at the moment. We're not necessarily trying to make things work. We're just we're just expecting it to work, and it's the people that make it work that make the money. So crypto needs to have that same sort of philosophy where that they're it's simple, keep it simple, stupid for its consumer.
No, that's a super good point. Yeah, no, I was just thinking about the internet and all the awesome technologies that have gone into creating the internet and the developments, right? Going from IPv4 to IPv5 and IPv6 and all this kind of stuff. If you're a total networking nerd, then you know how awesome all this technology is and how a lot of this stuff has shaped the reality that we're living in. But as a less of a dev sort of coding person, I don't know what IPv6 means or what it does or what the development was there. And I honestly I'm not that interested. Like, I'm not going to, maybe now that I'm talking about it, I'm going to go read a wiki page about it. But generally people don't care about the tech and what's going on in the background. They just want it to impact their lives and be useful. And we all know that's coming from crypto. But yeah, it just hasn't hit that sea change moment. And I think it really is going to be like a product or something very useful to people's everyday lives, as opposed to Bitcoin hitting 500K. That's really going to get everybody to pile in, because I don't know, most normal people are scared of stocks and speculative investment, and it doesn't matter if Bitcoin is $3 million. Like, they're still going to stay away because they don't trust that kind of thing. I mean, they're dumb and they're missing out on all those sick gains, but it's hard to change people's minds, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's a very good point, mate. They are dumb. So I'm just gonna, by demand, I think we got Bex. He's just sort of coming in a bit late there, saying Bex tools is working for me.
Yeah, no, the Dex is going.
Yeah, so let's give a bit of live TA on the 1 minute chart, because we know how reliable this is going to be.
Always very reliable. Always very reliable.
So, if depending on whether you go by the wicks or by the candles, we've just had a tiny breakout. Whether this means anything in the the crypto space is a question for yourselves.
Interesting. So you would call that a breakout there?
Well, it broke out and then it sort of went back into it, and then it's going down. So there's a breakout, then a fake out, and then depression. It's entering a level of depression.
Yeah, well, we are here at 33 cents, something like that. At least on mine, I don't know if it's helping that the Dex score is 1. It has 1. At least well, for me, if you can have a look at my screen, it's coming up as 63 for me. Interesting. So, now if I refresh, I am getting a 63. This is interesting to study the different the evolution of the charts. I guess when they launched this thing, they maybe weren't that focused on DEX tools, because we're not seeing the website and the Telegram and the other links up here at the top that we see on maybe some other launches. I'm sure they're going to get to that eventually.
Yeah. Now I'll show you what a typical move is from some of the bulls within the crypto space. When they see that the candles don't sort of do what they're supposed to when it comes to their shapes, they sort of just extend it a little bit further, like so, and then they're like, that's the reason why the chart hasn't done what I thought it would do.
You can always redraw those lines. I mean, that's what drawing lines are for, right? I mean, you have to reinterpret the data as it presents itself to you. Yeah.
Well, so we haven't seen Moon yet. I'm still expecting a lot more from this, this product. maybe I was right to assess that the tokenomics were very poor, and the hype wasn't going to be enough to sort of carry it. But knowing the CEO loves a good video, he'll probably start shilling it in his, the way that he sort of does best. So he's got a YouTube channel that he sort of does. It's definitely not the best looking chart.
Well, it looks like they opened up the Telegram, so there are some people posting sick GIFs in there. I always feel like that's helpful.
Yeah, it's let's go over to the Telegram.
People do seem generally pumped.
Yeah, look, there is a distinct lack of GIFs, which is probably what's reflecting in the charts at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'll see if I can help out there
it looks like they got slow-mo enabled.
That's not ideal for the hype community.
Yeah. And what's interesting to watch strategies of these companies, right? They could work for literally 5 years on a product and then turn on slow mode in the Telegram, and that might affect the price. I mean, it's silly to even talk about, but it's possible. But it looks like I'm able to send another message, so I'm going to send one.
Yeah, if you could, mate. I'm still banned from talking in public telegrams, so there we go. Yeah, we see a moon.
When you're
it's good, mate.
When you're passionate about crypto, then sometimes you get banned in public telegram. I mean, that's it. It's understandable, honestly. I think it's sort of a badge of honor. It looks like you may need to adjust your lines again, man. It's
I'm gonna have to get a second job. Unfortunately, that's what this chart's telling me. To be able to afford this habit, some would call it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that is the thing about Uniswap launches. They're very exciting. But sometimes, I don't want to say you get wrecked, but some people do get wrecked.
Well, you're seeing it live of me getting wrecked. So you definitely
it's a live few people that get wrecked experience. I mean, I guess if you had bought the absolute top of this first wick, you would only be down 57%. Yeah. I mean, what's 57%? You that's something you can recover from.
Yeah, that's normal with the crypto space. But mate, if you bring a stock trader here, he'll probably quit trading. That's.
But honestly, it's pretty typical for these launches. That's the kind of thing that can happen to you. You can lose 60%. I mean, it could roll back from there. But this isn't your average. It's a different strategy, I'd say, than options futures trading. You have to be willing to. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the strategy myself, honestly. If anybody's got some hot tips in the comments, we'd love to hear them, because that's what Adapt's all about. We're about collecting the strategies, collecting the info. We're not here to say, here's your sick call, bro, like get in at this target or get out at here. Like that's just not, or correct me if I'm wrong, getting.
Okay, so let's have a look. Let's update the TA here.
Okay.
We're starting to trend upwards.
Yeah, I'm seeing an upwards trend in these last 2 1-minute candles.
For those who are new to the crypto space, this is the typical behavior you could expect. To reassure oneself of their investment. Essentially, what they do is they'll firstly delete their original TA because.
I kind of like that shape, though. I mean, the descending triangle with a new ramp. I feel like it needs a good name. All these TA methods sort of need good names.
Yeah.
So
but one of the most typical TAs is a trend So we've on the 1 minute we've established an uptrend. Oh, and it gets worse. Oh god, that's not ideal. It's not ideal. I'm gonna have to sleep this one off. That is horrible. I will say though, this is sort of probably a good entry point here for those who haven't quite entered yet, because that's. Well, wait. You have to wait. You sort of want to see. Typically, you want to see a few good green candles and healthy-looking candles where the candle itself is a bit full. And it's a psychological thing within the Uniswap launch space. So we'll have to really see if it hasn't really done that yet. And I wouldn't pick an entry just yet for those who haven't entered. But essentially what you wanted to do is sort of bottom out a little bit and then sort of potentially rise up. So we'll see. This is real talk now. Now is sort of like a bit of a better entry. Now I did see someone saying that that they thought that the public sale was 42 cents, which was 4 cents. Sorry, I've had this completely wrong, which is probably
it was 4 cents. So some people did make it 10x.
Yeah, 100%. Wow, that probably explains why I would have chosen my entry much better than what I have. I was under the impression it was 42 cents.
Well, that would have been a different story. Yeah. No, it's always important to check these numbers.
This is this probably explains why I got wrecked in my entry. I did want to make an entry to sort of demonstrate live, and I probably just overlooked. So here's a perfect example, ladies and gentlemen, why you want to use your peers to double check information. And what your thoughts and your strategy is. So if I had a peer, they could have looked at this with me. They probably could have, looked at this better than what I did. Oh, if 4.2 cents was the public sale, I probably would have chosen that for an entry, or probably 2 or 3x above that, depending on the hype. So around about the 12 cents. Let's go 15. Yeah. So that's a much better entry. In saying that, I am incredibly tired. 2:30 a.m. You're seeing the results.
You got to give yourself a break. I mean, it's tough trading in general. But I got to say, when you're trying to do a live stream, it can be a little distracting. And it's important, I think, when you're trading to give it your undivided focus, so you do not miss something. Basically, I am constantly sort of semi paying attention to a chart. And then maybe making not the best decision because I wasn't giving it my full attention. And I don't know. Maybe I missed that big Ethereum pump yesterday because I looked away for a couple minutes. Maybe that happened to me yesterday. I don't know. Nobody can say for sure.
Yeah. So I don't really have too much more to sort of talk to at the moment here. Do you have any sort of thoughts on the launch, or anything you want to sort of share much?
Honestly, I was hoping for an instantaneous 100x, because I guess I am always sort of hoping that might happen. But it's not always to be expected, and I think that's just sort of part of Uniswap life in general, that it's very unpredictable. You just honestly don't know. I mean, you have to try to take in all the info the best that you can, but sometimes it just does not happen the way you were hoping it would. And that's just an important part for trading in general, that you have to try to look and see what's actually going to happen as opposed to what you hope is going to happen, because those can be two very different things.
Yeah, absolutely. there's a lot of hopium in any sort of trading space, but I'm trying to work out what my new entry and sell targets would be. So I was correct about the hype. I was incorrect about an entry point. So let's talk some real talk here. It's right now. It's very dangerous actually to make an entry at sort of like these prices, because like Dave sort of pointed out in the chat that they're at about an 8 or a 9x from entry. Although I don't know if they had the biggest. It wasn't the biggest amount of. There wasn't the largest amount of purchase power available to the PokerStarter entrants. Didn't take up a huge chunk of the tokenomics. But I will say, look, the volume is sort of dying off a little bit, which could be good or bad depending on what your strategy is. I think let's have a look. I wonder if Harry.
Sounds like it looks like Harry's in the chat, so we can get him to weigh in. Our resident expert TA master. I mean, to me, this looks like it's heading back up. I'm not the TA type, but I see number going up.
So I think that's more to this is. I think it's because I did my little.
Yeah, no, you're.
That's probably exactly why it sort of started to go back up.
What would you call that? It's the scoop. It's not really a parabola.
Ice cream scoop.
Yeah,
probably an ice cream scoop of some sort.
A little scoop. Oh well, this.
So
I don't know. We seem to be headed back to our entry, which if you're not going to get a 10x, then the next thing I would hope for is a break even.
Yeah. So you can withdraw and then you'll probably go around some of the telegrams and say, Pay Network was a scam, but only because it didn't give you the 100x that you thought it would, not because it's actually is any truth to it.
No, I mean. Yeah, we neither confirm nor deny that Paid Network is a scam, but we were hoping for that 100x.
Yeah.
What can you say?
I might have to have a word with Carl about why it didn't 100x. Here's some live TA for you guys now.
I mean, there's no saying it's not still going to. Do that 100x. It just may take a minute. That's sort of the point.
Yeah.
Now, Harry, our TA master, is in the chat. He's saying the volume needs to increase.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Oh wow, you're getting out the fibs. I generally stay away from those, the Fibonacci retracement on the 1 minute chart, but. Who's to say, right? It's all sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Maybe all those other paid traders are checking out the fib, and maybe we're heading up there.
As you can see, I'm incredibly tired. But yes, I have gone for the Fibonacci on the 1 minute chart. So it's not customary to do so, but I'm trying something a little different here. So, yet to sort of determine whether this plays out.
I'm very curious to hear your fib analysis, but Harry's saying in the chat that you should check out the RSI. Maybe that is a little more, I guess, traditional. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're the first person ever to use the fib on the 1 minute. I think it does have its validity. While you're checking that out, I just want to ask the chat one more time. You can hear me, you can hear my words, and is there a possibility you can hear any music in the background? That's my major question.
That's the most important question. There's nothing more important than I personally can't hear it much.
Yeah, no, because I think that was the problem. Sending it to you and sending it to YouTube is just not a cool thing that Windows likes to do. So if you're hearing air horns on the YouTube channel, just give me a shout out. I'd love to know if I can play you those air horns, because I'm just sort of passionate about air horns. But anyways, I'm also very passionate about RSI. Can you give us your analysis? Nice. It sounds like we got the keys in there though. What's going on with the RSI, Gooding?
Mate, look, it's originally it was sort of showing that it was a little oversold, which was not really telling me much from the different to what the price was. According to this, if I'm reading it correctly, it's going to go down in price because it's recently been overbought on the 1 minute chart. So we'll sort of see what happens there.
Yeah.
Harry, did you want to sort of comment here? Now that we've got the RSI up, what did you see, mate? I play this very differently usually. I probably would have, if I had the charts up initially, I would have seen this big candle up here, started to see it sell, and I would have sold, and I probably would have bought back down here if I was lucky with the Uniswap gas. And I usually just play the candles on launches, but I got a little distracted, which is fine.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's a little hard to manage all of these things and get good trade entries at the same time. But it was the launch of Payment Network. I mean, it was not really a possibility not to at least throw a little something at it on the off chance that 100x was coming. But I think those new 40 million people that joined Coinbase, it is going to take them a minute to find their way down here to the Uniswap swap. At least I know it took me a minute there. I was at first I was learning about EOS and Tron and thought those were awesome, and then I learned the error of my ways. But it did take some time to figure that out. So maybe it is going to take a minute for those people, and it's really hard to know. There are so many factors at play when it comes to crypto, because all the assets are moving in price. I was just looking at the Ethereum chart, and it seems like we have dropped almost 3% in Ethereum price in the last what is this saying, half hour. So that may also be a factor here. But what do I know? I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, guys. I want to make sure that is clear, okay?
Believe it or not, we are just a couple of randoms on the internet, sort of, just sort of hanging out. We're sort of covering this live, to sort of help you through, these emotional times. For those who haven't mastered their emotions when it comes to trading, these are emotional times, and I highly recommend that you do master your emotions, because you make bad decisions on emotions. So everyone sort of knows that.
Yeah, it's like they know that. I mean, I know that, but I'm still trying to actually do that. You know what I mean?
It's easy enough to read it in a book. It's much harder to sort of understand it and do it. It's not easy. Trained for it.
It's a hard fact to come to grips with, but the only reason you already don't have millions of dollars after trading for a couple months is you. You're the problem. I have to tell myself that.
I tell myself, it's not just me that tells myself this. My partner tells me that I'm always the problem. Just kidding. He and I love each other very much, but we joke about it all the time. But when she's right, she definitely tells me that she's right. It's definitely the norm around here.
That's part of it, and it's like you're saying, it's good to have some help out there. I mean, that's definitely why we we have the group and the Telegram and everything, because you can sort of get yourself into a corner just looking at the charts. But yeah, our TA master is saying in the chat it's turning up, and that's what I'm seeing as well. I'm seeing just a V shape here. I don't know, maybe you want to just draw some more squiggly lines or something for us, Gooding, because
you're right, mate.
I'm pretty sure this is going straight to $1 and beyond in the near future. That's my positive hope here.
Yeah, so it's
got the fibs out. No, I shouldn't laugh at your TA. This is
no, this is not my TA. I've never used this. I'm just incredibly tired, and I'm just disappointed in. I overlooked that it was 4.2 cents, not 42 cents. That's probably, I haven't made that rookie error in a very long time, which is unfortunate. But this is what the beginners sort of do here. They start drawing trends, which is good.
And I think that's just fine. It's like this is real. We're really doing this. We're really live here. So I sort of suspect this will probably do. To be honest, over the next few days, and it's depending on new entrants into the market, but I suspect it sort of will just keep sort of doing this, and until there's something a little more promotional, maybe the release of their app. A lot of people are just going to be sitting at home, sort of just looking at a chart and not actually using the paid token for what it is just yet. So this might just. This actually, people, until they release their products, I actually find that it'll sort of, once the hype sort of dies down, it'll probably just sort of, peter down a little bit until they release some new news. And it'll start to find a price or a bottom, from my experience. And that'll last up until they release some news. Let's definitely hope that's soon.
Well, it's now trending on DEX tools, which is good. I will say, sorry, I'm sorry to cut you off, Marsh. I will say that, they haven't added any of the social media platforms here. So, ideally you want to sort of see a Telegram, a link to their website here, CoinGecko, symbol. There's a few different things that that should be there. And maybe the paid network is sort of new to this space, and haven't really, they don't really, know what to sort of put in. And Etherscan and DEX tools is not very self-intuitive sometimes. So, but you can see here. Sorry, I'll just finish it off with.
Go for it.
You got CoinGecko here. You got email. You have a Twitter. You have a web link. You can also get a Telegram symbol here as well. So that's a bit of some constructive criticism there for paid network once they do have time to let the dust settle.
Oh man, MBH has been on a tear recently too. Yeah, no, it's interesting. It seems like a lot of developers, that there's obviously a lot to do when you're launching a coin, doing the website and the Telegram and all these different things. And it's easy just to not check some of those boxes, it seems like. You do have to register stuff with Etherscan. You got to get it in front of the CoinGecko listing to make sure you are getting listed when the listing is actually happening, because all of these things do take days, I guess sometimes weeks. And I'm not sure actually about the protocol with DEX tools, what you have to do to get that info listed up there. I'm sure it's not too difficult, but it is just seems like at this point hundreds of different things that you do need to do to basically guarantee all that info is up there for everybody on every single different sort of platform, whoever is looking at it. So I'm sure they'll get it up there in no time, but.
All right, I think we should probably look at wrapping it up. I do want to sort of apologize for having my information incorrect, there being that the pre-sale was 42 cents and not, well, the other way around. It was actually 4.2 cents, not 42 cents. So that would have definitely changed my entry and my exit from what I entered. So apologize for that, and I hopefully that you guys were able to sort of do your own analysis, and thank you for correcting me, those who did. I think long term this project will do well. I think we just need to sort of let the dust sort of settle here. There's going to be a lot of people sort of taking just a little bit of profit, I think. Do you have anything more, Marsh, you want to sort of talk to there?
It's to be expected. I mean, people should be taking profits. If they time their entries right, then they deserve those profits. And that's right. Obviously, we're doing our best here, but it is really important. Everybody says it all over the place all the time, but you really should do your own research. If you are interested in getting into coin, doing your own research does not mean going in random telegrams and asking for all of the information.
Price predictions.
Price predictions and all of that. I mean, it can be maybe a little boring sometimes, but also deeply fascinating if you do read through the entire white paper, keep that information on hand, and speaking from experience, I would try not to research maybe 100 coins all at the same time. Try to pick a couple in focus and really get to know them, as opposed to just sort of eyeballing their start page. You won't be sorry. The problem there is obviously that you might fall in love with this project, whatever you are researching heavily. So that's another warning sign, sort of, to just keep your emotions in check, and stay awake. That would be my recommendation.
Don't fall asleep.
Don't fall asleep. Well, maybe get some sleep sometimes. It is important to be well rested and have your wits about you in this scene.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us today. Big shout out to those from the community like Eric, Harry, we had Dave, we have Cavalier. There's a few names on YouTube that don't match Telegram, so I just want to say thank you very much all for tuning in. We plan to do more of these sort of live streams so that we can sort of collaborate more and sort of share that live information to help each other sort of make better decisions. And we want to do this more, so thank you very much for supporting us. We probably would have had a few more people in here from Paid Network itself. However, we were limited in what we could sort of post in there. But we endeavor to do this more and get better at it. So if you guys have feedback, please share it with us. We are always
Yeah, no, if obviously this is YouTube, we really appreciate you when you hit that like button. It's cliche, people say it all the time, but it's literally like giving us free crypto, free money, because that's going to push this whole experience forward. And if you're already starting to get lonely and you've been watching this whole stream, well, thanks for doing that. But if you really are that into what's going on in this space, you've got to get in that Telegram, because that really is sort of a 24-hour hang, and we have people all over the world, so there is really somebody active in the Telegram at all times. So I would encourage you to just join us and be one of the people, because it's just a bunch of great people, right? And it's just community. It's very important, I think, in this scam-filled crypto world, to find your community. So maybe you've already found it watching this thing. But yeah, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate your attention. It is everything, honestly. Attention is everything. So thank you for doing that. And hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. Oh man, the chart is looking up. I don't know. I'm going to hold for just a little bit longer, personally, not financial advice.
Do your own research. All right, guys. Thank you very much.